Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Songs of Six. Today, I have a few concrete goals in mind. One of the goals I want to strive for this episode is to increase our food reserves to the point where the happiness, fulfillment, is always maxed out on that. Hopefully to the point where we could get more than one type of food ration, because I think that would be an easy way to boost fulfillment across the board to some degree, which we'll get into in a little bit. The other thing I wanted to do was I wanted to maybe continue the trend of sort of boosting tavern access and stuff like that. Just in general, get people happier. Because I think that would be good. You know, it'd be nice if we could get some of these services to 100%. So I guess to start in reverse order of those two objectives, I wanted to make this little corner area here into a grand bathhouse, right? So there's no reason not to get started on that, just pretty much immediately. I think I'm gonna basically burrow through into this courtyard and maybe into this grand road. So this bathhouse will service both sectors here, and I can build grand road here and maybe, I don't know, build a warehouse or something. In fact, I probably can get away with doing this too. Just completely maximize the space here. Maybe that's not the greatest idea. I kind of have been having the inclination that it's about the regularity of the service appearing rather than the size of the building. But whatever, I think we're already slightly committed. I guess we could have benches up here, so this isn't really necessarily a waste of space here. We can put a pillar in these little holes. I really like how the pillars interact with the benches. I think it's awesome. Man, this does not play very well. Just the size of the stuff here. Because I want to minimize the extra space. I guess I could have skinny baths. That wouldn't be too terrible. And then we could get a little bit of bench action like this, and put a pillar behind these benches, right? I think that'd be pretty cool. Wouldn't actually solve the problem of the yellow blocks, but I'm sure a couple more pillars are going to be fine there. Can I get... I don't think I can get any more basins or anything like that, so I guess the easiest thing to do would just be to, shrink the building a little bit. Then I guess I can just build a hole into courtyard there. Probably gonna want a big door down here and a big door up here. There we go. A nice bathhouse. Very sweet. Just gonna execute on that. If we wanted to be real space goons, which I kind of do, I think having a sneaky warehouse up here would be nice. It's literally its purpose in existence is just to have coal, and I'm sure there's other things that we could get. It's a little sandwich building. People will still be able to navigate through, though hopefully speaking, people won't be traveling in this little corner unless they are unless they are warehouse workers themselves. This place could maybe have booze or food stuff too. Why not? That started, we can maybe get rid of this bathhouse now, and in its place put a tavern. That was sort of the plan last time, and I see no reason to diverge from it. So we'll just dismantle that. maybe it's inefficient to like tear down and rebuild a structure, but I'm thinking I'm probably going to want to build it out of wood. One distressing thing I noticed is that there's a lot of Adondorian blacksmiths here. Very not cool. Not a fan. Was sort of hoping to see like all the Cantors sort of migrate from this blacksmith down here to the one up there. Because there should be plenty of housing for them, right? I literally made sure it was exclusionary. Only available to the Cantors. We're probably also going to need more jobbers, especially of the Pigonoid variety, because we want to increase our food production, so that's going to be like a necessary step. So part 2 of the step, the food production, I feel like this is a nice time to segue into that. I was looking around and I noticed that this bottom corner of the map has pretty decent fertility levels, base fertility levels. This area too, to a similar degree. So I was thinking it would be nice to build some farms in the bottom left corner of the map, and then have like a sort of, I think it'd be cool to have like ration makers sort of near these fruit farms, because that way we can like make use of the fruit instead of just leaving it to rot down here. So I guess first things first, we're gonna want to, I want to build a herb farm, like actually first things first, just so that there's like herb production sort of down here. We can do like a big old shape. I don't think there's any like entrances to the map here. Usually there's like a yellowish, yeah, this thingy, so we can build all the way up to the corner of the map here, which I think will be nice. It's gonna be a little bit of a pain to navigate like around some of the menu things here, but even still. Just got, hold up, this is the herb farm. I think the herb farm I want to put like down here in this little bump zone. We don't need a big herb farm, we just need enough to fuel some ration makers. So I think like a 10-man farm maybe would be more than enough. Maybe even like way more than enough, but you know, beggars can't be choosers, and I think it's better to overproduce than underproduce and all that. Just gonna slurp some more territory here. There we go. 10 workers. Boom. Then we're gonna want to dig some canals. We have 2,000 blocks in the water table, so there's no reason not to go like fucking absolutely ballistic with it. So I think the more like water blocks, the more like combined power level it's got, which would be nice. It's a little bit of a pain to build farms around canals, because farms will overwrite canals, but still. We're gonna want, do we have enough opium production? Kind of feel like the answer is no. Also, I kind of feel like the lack of opium storage here is bad, so I'm gonna remove a crate for the apples and just put a crate for opium instead. We probably should have a janitor down there. Oh no, there's the janitor. Well, next step, we're gonna want a wonderful fruit farm. Just gonna build it right up to the edge of where this herb farm is. Sort of slurp the more fertile ground. Leave little bits open where it's less fertile, so that we can put canals there. I kind of want like big farms, because I remember the fucking Pigonoids, the Pigonoid tourists like talking mad shit. So like a 20 worker Marty should be good enough. Or around there, I should say. I'm gonna want, I want to say like some holes for some water, some canals as well. Like here would be fine, a fine one. And I guess right here, it's kind of a weird looking what I'm doing, but I think having it be like that would be cool. Then we can just expand the building up a little bit. We can have some canal like in these little nuggies as well. We have 22 workers, or just about. I'm just gonna plop some whole action. Looks a little bit weird. Looks like a little pockmarked, you know, but that's not necessarily too bad. Alright, 22 workers, and I'll send it, and I'll build some canals. Just gonna fill in all these holes with water. So I think that'll be nice. Wonderful. It says a humongous farm. We may or may not want some vegetable farm action as well. Don't know. I know the Tilapis don't like vegetables. Dondorians don't care for them. Crotonians like vegetables. Literally only Crotonians like vegetables? Are you serious? Maybe I don't need vegetables then? I can just focus on the fruit farms. It's kind of zany, I will say. What's the fertility like over here? There's a little bit more room for like another fruit farm. What about over here? I mean, there's not that much room. There's a little like zone up here, I guess. So I guess I'll build another fruit farm up here. Just sort of slurp up this area. It's 70% fertile. This one's gonna be like a lot more squiggly shaped, so there'll be more room for like canals in the zone, you know? In fact, I'm willing to just slurp some of this. Never mind, it won't fit. I'll just take that back then. Kind of looks like someone threw a tomato against the wall. That is fine. If anything, it's ideal. Pignoids probably will rejoice at the roundness. Build a little bit more canal action up here. We can maybe squeeze like an opium farm in eventually. Once this area gets like super boosted with water. And that will be awesome. There we go. Did I run out of water? Let's see. No, I've still got plenty. I wonder why some of them have the plus and some of them don't. It'd be what it be. Gonna turn off the fertility base. I want to build like a little pignoid neighborhood basically down here. So I think, yeah, I'm just gonna want like a big old like housing block right here. I'll just double check that the fertility, yeah, it's pretty dog shit. Right next to this road. So that'll be like a perfect little spot for it. Can be built right up to the road. That's 15, 30, 60, 90, 105 workers room. I'll just pop another one down over here. So that'll be more than enough. Then we can have like, I want to say another like grand ration maker in this little zone. There's room for a tiny like fruit farm or opium farm over here. I kind of think that we could probably use the extra opium. So I'll just like plop the opium farm down here. It's only 66% fertile. It's going to be very, very small. So is that even worth 66% fertile? I mean, it's going to be boosted to near 100 with the water, but nah, fuck that. Perfectly fine area for just a giant ration maker. Think that's under crafting. Ration maker. Gonna want to actually use a square tool for this. It's going to be pretty big, but I don't think it's going to be as big as necessarily like my other ones. We'll just have to see. Then once the ration maker's done, there's going to be like a ginormous group of warehouses just to store a massive stockpile of rations. So I think that would be nice. You know, as far as ration makers go, this is actually pretty fucking humongous. I think it's going to be easily more than enough for 100 plus workers. I'm not going to say like more than 100, like not more than 150, but still quite a few. We could probably use this area up here for auxiliaries. I think that'll probably be good. Once again, I don't think there's any way to easily round it. That is fine. Just gonna plop some doors down here. And the little roundedness nuggies, which will have to be good enough. The internal storage being up here is kind of a pain in the ass, because it means anyone grabbing ration stuff is gonna naturally be sort of angled towards the top. And I kind of wanted storage near the bottom. But that is whatever. I mean, people can walk around the building. It is what it is. Probably gonna want like some sort of a group of warehouses down here near the farms as well. Just to store some of the extra fruits and veggies. Guess I'll just have this fruit farm be right here. Maybe even two of them, but I think with the inclusion of the ration maker, we're gonna have probably more than enough stuff. Probably I can just have some of these crates redistributed to be herb crates. I think that would be fine. Then the ration warehouse can just be down here. It's gonna be made out of stone because it's probably gonna be Garthemes working here eventually. I'm just gonna create like a massive storage hall. The Garthemes don't really care if it's square. Can I get this, we'll work on making it less yellow in a sec. Definitely just gonna want to line up the rows as much as possible. We definitely can make this building one skinnier. Then I guess there'll have to be like pillars in between the rows. And that'll be completely fine. I could have entrances down here too. I think that wouldn't be too bad. So I'll just have like in between a two-piece Marty down here. On each like one, there'll be an entrance. I think that would be pretty fine. It's gonna be a little bit difficult to navigate the building. A little bit congested, but that is fine. If I put a pillar here, is that enough? No, that's nowhere near enough. Alright. What if I put pillars here? Okay, there we go. So it's gonna be 2 gaps, and that'll be more than enough. Maybe there could be more efficient uses of space, but I feel like it'd be hard to imagine one. It's gonna be room for 43,000 rations, which will be pretty good. I would say pretty nice. It's gonna add much storage capabilities to the town for the food. And we're probably going to want a services/other block as well for the Pigonoids. I think I want, first of all, I want to continue this road here just so that I have like a frame of reference. So we have like a tiny room for block here if I wanted it to gel perfectly with the Dwarven Quarter. Definitely a lavatory for all the workers up here wouldn't be too bad, right? Just be like a nice big building. I can put a little bit of a gap so that like the Garthemes can walk out easily. And I kind of want the building to be rounded. Though, I mean, how rounded it's actually going to be is probably going to be up for debate. In fact, it seems pretty non-rounded. I mean, there's not really much I can do. I mean, I can make it like one skinnier, I guess. There we go. Turd-shaped latrine. Function follows form. It's just a natural design. We're definitely going to want a couple basins. I could probably make this turd a little bit longer. I'm going to say 2 blocks longer. That way we can get slightly more latrine action. And then just like a basin in each of the turd holes. Boom. 100% basins. 100% isolation. Very nice. We can have like a little stone alleyway. Just in between the warehouse and this building. Which I think will be cool. And I guess on the subject of health, there's no reason we can't have like a little physician over here as well. Sort of just like helping out, you know? Occupying the same like territory here. We can make it rounded as well, because there's no reason not to. I mean, there's some reason not to. It's less like space efficient at times, but still. Oh, this is a little bit of a pain in the ass. It's going to be kind of rough making everything fit. But whatever, we're just going to have to make do with what we've got. Probably we'll have to remove some of these tiny duders, which is completely fine. I do not like this little corner over here. Okay, now I like it a little bit more. Dude. Okay, maybe there's just no tiny duders. I see how it is. I mean, we need to squeeze in like an entrance in the bottom. I like there can be entrances in the top, but still. Okay, there we go. We just squeeze in a couple blocks here. And we can have an entrance down here and a couple entrances up here. They can go a little bit around because, again, a physician, it's not like a super duper urgent. It's preventative care, right? Then we're going to want a canteen. Canteen can go right here. I think this is plenty big enough in and of itself. Just this guy right here, I mean. Just have like a little segregating wall over here, and then some table action. Then we'll maybe need to expand the building slightly just to accommodate the tables. In fact, I'm just going to preemptively do that a little bit and expand the roundedness of the building at the same time. Then we can have like another building sort of fit like a yin-yang thing, which I think that would be cool. I think a single pillar, yeah, is more than enough, so we can probably just table max a little bit. Yeah, we could maybe even fit in like a bigger cooking station. If I like expanded this here, boom, now we need a little bit more table. But how would I do that? I mean, I can expand this slightly. That comes pretty close, actually. I just need a little bit more table. Okay, what if I went as buck wild as I could up here? 94%. Back. I can make this cooking station one smaller. There we go. Good enough. Then we can have the entrances on the right hand side, so that way I don't have to worry about the tables messing everything up. And I guess a door up here. Be 45 services, which should be more than enough, hopefully. Then a road up here and a tavern, which can go, it can be the yang to the yin. This is also a entertainment building, so I think that'd be cool. Whoops. No. What the fuck, brother? I didn't realize I was gonna build over that. Interesting. Well, have to be a little bit careful about that, no big deal. I guess because this isn't like a built building, it's a planned building. If I remember correctly, we had pretty good results with just doing the skinny tables. So that is what I'm going to do. Hold up. We would not be able to fit what we want to fit if we don't get a little creative with it. There we go. Probably could be a little bit more efficient, but it is what it is. We're going to want carpets. Just going to plop these suckers wherever. Again, carpets are just like always good enough for the taverns. So boom. A nice little tavern, and we can have a sort of, I want to say like a couple warehouses for the duders, you know, for the canteen and the tavern. Because I think it would be nice if the tavern had its own separate warehouse. It could be a much smaller warehouse, but I guess there's no reason not to just build it identical to the other one. Also, it should probably be made out of stone, because it's probably going to be Garthemes working here, hopefully. Boom. And that is the extra food block. So that's my primary sort of plan of attack for the food situation. And you use the opportunity to add just an absolute shitload of immigrants. The Garthemes are not liking it. Not about that lifestyle. But hopefully their happiness will jump back up once the services sort of hit the bloodstream for them. We can make a plaza too somewhere. Just to service all these people. There's this like nice unfertile area over here. So I guess I could do an entertainment and then a stage. Make a pavilion here. I don't think Piganoids care about, what about the Garthemes? Environment, they don't give a fuck. Piganoids, they don't give a fuck. So like a nature-themed one would probably be fine enough. Just build like decorations, just have trees sort of line the sides here. Then we can have like a couple torches and a big old bench on each side so people can like casually just watch the play. And since this like road area is so big, we could make this like a pseudo plaza, I guess, and just have some speaker stands sort of on the edges here. Like we build some trees and then have like speaker stands in between the trees. I think that'd be pretty nice. Might be a little bit overkill, but I mean, this bottom area is kind of like free real estate, you know? And I don't know, if we look at speaker stand access, it's always like 82%, you know? I mean, that's an indicator that I probably need just to spread them out a little bit more. Like I could probably have one up here too. This is a tree, this is not a speaker stand. I've hit the tree again. Like I could have a speaker sort of in this little corner over here because the fertility completely sucks. And then I build like some road and some more trees. The trees probably will make the Piganoids working in the farms a little bit happier too. Which is a big yes. A big good. There we go. That is wonderful. It's a humongous building project, the likes of which have not been seen for Piganoid zones in a while. Covers pretty much most, if not all, of the bases for the Piganoids. And there's going to be plenty of jobs for them as well. Meanwhile, this area up here the Cantor blacksmith that is ran entirely by dwarves. There needs to be a tavern up here. So I might as well get that built. It can be just like in basically the same spot as the other duder. The bathhouse, except bigger. It's gonna be made out of grand stone. It doesn't matter if it's square. I mean, it's gonna be pignoids working here actually, so it probably should be rounded. I guess I can make it like another turd-shaped building. A favorite of the pignoids. Even if I personally hate it, because it makes everything harder to place. Oh no, it's not big enough. It's kind of rude. I mean, I guess I could shrink the building a little bit, but there's kind of no point in that. I could expand the building up one, I guess, and then just block the one entrance. That way, I can just have the tables up here, I guess. There we freaking go. The entrances are all going to be on the left-hand side. I'm perfectly fine giving like a little bit of clearance for people to walk around on both sides though. There we go. 100% coziness. Didn't even fill every single spot with duders, you know? The good old carpets, but even still we have enough. 100% isolation. It's not quite rounded, but I care not anymore. Boom. We're probably going to want like a pretty large warehouse for the eatery or the canteen and the boozery. So I'll just have like a little, I don't know, 3-piece building right here. That's 3,500 storage. Should be way more than enough. It's a little bit not rounded, so I'm just gonna make it rounded. It's still isolation 100. That is fucking amazing. So there's gonna be room for like little 2-piece roads on each side, which will be cool. Also, there's a warehouse here. This warehouse is gonna store coal, and I don't really know what else it could or should store. I kind of think it's fine the way it is. So I think I'll just leave some empty crates for the time being. We can always fill the crates later, right? Man. Why is it no... Why are there no Cantorians working there? Why are the Cantorian smiths like elsewhere? What is this madness? I think all the Cantor smiths are actually like operating in these like smithies over here. Probably. Yeah, I see a few of them. Actually, surprisingly, I'm not seeing that many of them. How many? I only have a Cantor division of 30 Cantors. It's kind of unusual. I could probably increase the Cantor division size while I'm thinking about it, because I just added an absolute shitload of Cantors. So boom. There we go. Hopefully they start training at this training ground over here. I wanted to get rid of this tavern up here, by the way, and replace it with other stuff. Haven't quite decided what yet. So I guess I'll get started on that. Sorry, lads, but this room was too grossly big to begin with. So, well, it just has to go. Just gonna dismantle it all, and then we can replan this block in a bit. This other tavern should be more than enough to pick up the slack, because that place perpetually had 0 load, basically. It'll give the delivery men here a chance to get more booze, which will be cool. It's really hard for them to keep up booze-wise with taverns, I must say. The warehouses are just perpetually empty. I guess it's just like a long walk, usually. or something like that. Ooh, this tavern doesn't have 100% load either. That's a very good indicator. Means that that area is like serviced enough. It's very, very promising. Looks like the bathhouse is almost done as well. And it's very cool. The Garthemis have bounced back a little bit. Not quite as much as I would like, but still. I'm sure they'll get there eventually. The Garthemis are a little bit like kind of tiny, a little bit tiny bit fucked stuff-wise, which is fine. Didn't we build a import yard somewhere recently? Yeah, am I even using it? I'm not quite using. Oh my god, there's just a giant warehouse here. What was I going to use this for? Well, I mean, first things first. I guess I'll import meat until I have... I mean, I'm fine importing, I want to say 50% stock. Then I'm going to want probably... If this is going to be the meat import area, I can literally have 20 crates of meat here. I'm probably going to want booze. That was like a major thing. So 6 crates of booze. I think, generally speaking, I'll just do like a crate for each of the food types. Just generally speaking, I think that's fine. The bread is not going to be fetched because there's like a bread thing here. Get a fetch crate for coal. Then I think I wanted to get like some crates for like housing stuff. So I might as well just get like a fetch crate of each of the common housing things. So clay pots, cut stone for the torfinoids. Then furniture, tools, and leather, I guess, because the Tilapis like leather. There we go. A beautiful warehouse. Oh, it needs auto-employ. Now truly a beautiful warehouse. Fuck ton of meat is going to get piped in, plopped into the warehouse, and then other dudes will pipe it around town. Which will be glorious. That'll help solve the meat problem. How come the mushroom problem exists too? That's a little bit zany as well. Is there not enough mushrooms in the world? Maybe... Let's see, how much storage is this? This can store 3,000. How much is inbound? 2.9 thousand. Okay. There might just not be enough space on the import warehouse to store all the mushrooms that are being imported. Might make sense to just have another like warehouse dedicated to that and another like import yard then. But the question would be like where? Oh. Hello friends, we are a band of noble people keeping the peace in the region of Isle of Stargent. As you know, there are evil forces, blah blah, 4,000 soldiers with 84% training and 95% equipment. 4,000 soldiers, dude? That is a crisis, because I'm pretty sure if we look at my army, it's about 2,000. Dude, what the hell? There's fucking 2,000 enemies last time. And now there's gonna be 4,000? That's extremely not great. They want, let's see, 1, 10, 100,000, 10,000, $1 million. 1/10 of my money. That's really annoying. Those motherfuckers. How dare they? God, you can't really get goodly trained dudes in 4 days, by the way. It takes like 40 days or something. Like if we look at the archery range, for example, it takes 55 days to reach max level archery. Pretty rough. Well, I think us planning to take that on will have to be something we do in another episode. We have expanded the food access, expanded the services access, and generally speaking, improved the town. I want to take a crack at making this top left area more serviced, because I think this area is like a major like blind spot in my tavern access. But that'll also have to be a tale for another time. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you next time for more Songs of Six. Goodbye!